So welcome back students to YouTube channel Infinity Education. So those who are new to my channel, please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for further notification of the videos, and please like and share these videos. So let's start today's topic students. For today's topic we have an interesting activity. So in this activity what you have to do, you have to categorize a list of the following situations. The situations are here as shown below and into physical and chemical changes. So you have to tabulate all these situations. You have to categorize, write it down what are the physical changes and the chemical changes. As you studied in the previous classes where we have physical changes that are reversible and chemical changes that are irreversible, right? You just pause the video and write it down, the physical and chemical changes from these. So I guess you have done it. So let's check out the answer. What are the physical and chemical changes from these situations? So here we have the physical changes, which are the cutting of lemon, grinding of sugar, mixing of lemon, salt and water, and melting of ice. These are the four which are physical changes, right? And the chemical changes, we have a burning of candle, burning of matchstick, and digestion of lemonade. So these are the chemical changes. Now the question arises, why do you think that burning of candle, burning of matchstick, and digestion of lemonade, these changes are called chemical changes? Why? So answer for this question is stated in this statement. Whenever a chemical change occur, we can say that the chemical reaction has taken place. So this is our topic of discussion, which is a chemical reaction. So let's define chemical reaction. So a chemical change, also known as a chemical reaction, it is a process in which one or more substances are altered into one or more new and different substances. Those are called chemical reactions. So let's see the examples related to chemical reactions. So first we have a milk. When we left any milk at the room temperature during the summer, you notice there is a change in the property, color, structure, right? So it's milk converted into curd, right? So that way these are the chemical reactions. Second, we have you seen whenever we have iron tawa, pan or need, when it is exposed to humid temperature, so before we have such a silvery color of iron nails, iron tawa and pan, right? After such a suffering from humid temperature, it changes its color. It become a brownish color layer has been coated to these iron, because these are the some chemical reaction which is happening around us. So this is also the another example of a chemical reaction where we see that a rusting of iron. So we have a one more activity for you students. So you have to just, I'm going to show you the one picture. You have to notice what has been happened with this in the photograph. So the photograph is in front of you. Yes. So I've taken one half glass of water and placed into it, and I've seen some bubbles are there, which are the release of a gas of a carbon dioxide gas. So basically, when we have any chemical reaction have, we need two substances here. First is water, second is right? If we mix both together, we get this type of mixture, as well as there is a gas releases. So these are substances which are required before any chemical reaction, and some are those who are formed after the chemical reaction. So let's see what is a technical name that is given for those substances. So first we have a reactants and product. So let's see what are reactants. The substances that undergoes the chemical change in the reaction that is called chemical reactants. So in the first we seen that in the example of activity where we have a eno, right? Eno with water. So these are the two reactants. We can see it as eno and water, they are undergo into the chemical reaction and they perform a chemical change, and the product are those new substances formed during the chemical reaction. So the product, we can see there is a release of a carbon dioxide gas. So these act as a product in this chemical reaction. So these are the few substances required to undergo, and the new substances form after the chemical reaction. Now students, there is one more photograph in front of you. So you can see it. This is a photosynthesis process. Now students, you have to identify what are the reactants and product in this photograph. So you just have to write for the reactant, you just write R, and for the product you just write near to that substance P. Okay, so let's find it out. So as we know, whenever we have a photosynthesis process in the plants, we have a carbon dioxide and water are required. Along with carbon dioxide, water, we need sunlight. So these are the some reactants. So let me write in place in front of it, in near of it. So these are the reactants. And as we know, the after the reaction has been there is a release of oxygen gas and the sugar are formed. So these are the products. So just write near, these are the products. So that way we can identify this chemical reaction. So whenever any chemical reaction happen, there is a need of a reactants, and after there are some new substances are formed, these are the products. Now students, it's your task. What you have to do, you have to read this question and please write it down the answer in the chat box. So I guess you have read the question and find it out the answer. So let's check what the answer. Dash are the substances that undergo the chemical change in the reaction. So those are the reactants. So the answer for this question is the answer B is the correct. That is, we have a reactants are those substances that undergo any chemical change in the reaction. So thank you students. We will meet for the next topic in the next video. So thank you everyone.